afternoon, man.
Good afternoon, brother. Good to see you again. How are you?
What's happening?
Everything's happening, man. Glad to be back in our podcast.
I know. Even though it's the end of the month, that's okay. It's still 2021 in the first show for 2021. We have a really good guest tonight. Actually, two. They're both going to talk to us about. I think it's a pretty good idea, but before we get there, what's been going on? What's happening in El Paso?
Well, man, since the last time we talked, let's see. Let's talk a little bit about what's been going around, actually around the world, not just El Paso. So we have a new POTUS in the Oval Office.
Do we? I missed that.
So Mr. Biden, President Biden is our president. Let's see what else. Brady is going. Well, I was going to say he's going to his seventh Super Bowl, but no, he's going to try to win his seventh Super Bowl.
He's going to his 10th.
Jesus.
10th Super Bowl, and you're right, trying to win. So in golf, we would say that laying up 10, shooting 7.
That's right. So he's going to try to win his seventh, and not only his seventh, but it's going to happen in his backyard. Well, his new backyard. Right?
Yeah, first time in history, and we'll have to get fact checked on that. I don't want to mispronounce that. But I think that is correct. I think it's the first time in the Super Bowl era anyway, because that's not when the NFL started. But in the Super Bowl era, the first time one of the team hosts the actual ball game. Game opened up at Chiefs -3.5, which means they're favored by basically a little more than a field goal, which I guess is expected. We've got what I call the little goat and the big goat, meaning GOAT, and Brady, and then Patrick Mahomes, who has the potential to be just as great. So far, he's proven it, and he's coming off a concussion.
That's right.
I didn't think. Well, actually, 2 weeks ago, that wasn't last week. But my point is, I even last week I didn't think he was going to play, but he did, and they won. And here we are. So let's just go ahead and put the predictions on the line.
Well, I think. Let me see. Let me think about it for a little bit. I think. We. I don't know how many people want to see Brady win. But I think it's going to be KC, and it's going to be close. And I'm going to do -3.
So -3.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't know yet. Brady has shut down a couple of young quarterbacks like this, and I'm sure even the people who hate him don't want him to win. Nobody wants him to have a 7th Super Bowl and the 10th occasion. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs, and I'm gonna give the Patriots a 3.5 as well. I think Patrick Mahomes is too dynamic. He can throw passes from anywhere, even if he's running the other way. And if that's the way they play, that's just I don't know how they can do it. So. But anyway, well let's get into it, man. Let's talk about what we came here to talk about. But before we do that, my name is Javier, and this is Problems.
Hey, my name is Jorge, and this is Opportunities. So, we want to, again, welcome everybody back this evening. Thank you so much for being with us live today. We with Problems and Opportunities, the way it was born, somebody once told us a long time ago that out of problems we can figure out opportunities. And we always try to take this podcast to figure that out, right? So, when we bring our guests, we always talk about how the problems transition into opportunities. And, we always how we can fight through it and how we can become better. And so that's why we want to spend this evening with everybody, just talking about how to transition problems into opportunities. Brother, if you want to introduce our guest.
Yeah, but just before we do that, we're getting several messages that we've got an echo, so I'm trying to see. I changed one of the buttons on my microphone. I'm trying to see if anybody can tell us if that's a little better. I also turned off one of the devices. If anyone listening can tell us if the echo's better or worse. Here we go. So tonight, I am very, very excited to introduce someone who is, I think, a very capable, intelligent lady. She is like myself in the insurance business, runs and owns her own insurance agency, and uh, of course, also a wife, a mother, and she's also with her business partner for the Girls Club, which is going to be the subject of our podcast tonight. And so, um, I'm really, really glad to introduce tonight to all of our guests Debbie Murphy, who is again an entrepreneur, founder of the Girls Club, and she is with her partner, and I hope I say this correctly, Rianne. So let's bring them into the podcast.
Hi.
How are you, Debbie?
I'm good. How are you?
And Rianne, did I say that correctly?
Raya.
Rhea. Sorry, Rhea. Okay, I am going to write it down here. Thanks for being with us tonight, guys. I know that we always talk about time and how that is the only thing, or the most important thing we have. We don't ever get it back, so we always want to make this meaningful, not just for the folks that are listening, but for you all as well. So let's give you an opportunity to introduce yourselves. Tell us a little bit. Both of you, tell us a little bit about yourselves.
So I am an agency owner, like you said. I came up with this idea because I have no friends. And when I actually met Raya, she thought I was a scammer. So that's a fun little story. But truly, my passion in life is serving others. Anytime I can, I serve. My husband is actually a police officer, and he was in the military. I myself have been a paramedic and a firefighter. Serving people is just what I love to do, but for whatever reason, I've always been called back to insurance, which is why I have an agency. But I'm glad to be doing something to where I can be helping others once again. Right?
Yeah. Go ahead, Rhea.
You pretty much nailed what's that phrase? I can't even. I don't know
Nailed it on the head.
Yeah, that phrase. Yeah. I love the idea when I first came on, and like she said, I did think this was a scam at first, and so I feel like I'm going to be able to help a lot of the people understand that it's not a scam, because I was the one. So, yeah.
So now you have the passion to make sure and tell people what it's all about, and that it is not a scam, right, or some strange thing that everybody people do. And Debbie, you didn't say this, but you've been a first responder, an EMT, a firefighter. You've been on both sides of the insurance world, what we call captive, independent, and some other things. So how long were you a first responder?
I believe I was a firefighter for about 4 years. And paramedic, I don't know, probably 2.
Okay. Is that because I'm also in the funeral business, and so I very well understand the part about being or having a servant heart. So how does that help, or how did that guide you in doing this girls club? Was that part of it? I'm sure it was.
So I've actually been a 911 dispatcher as well, and I did that for about 3 to 4 years as well. I think this is something that I was just born to do. The more I think about it, the more time passes, the more I come to terms with it. I have had very difficult times in my life since childhood. I remember a lot of things that I probably shouldn't remember. I go to therapy myself. I've been through very traumatic experiences in my life. And I feel like that's why maybe my passion is to help others. I love being out in the field and being with people on sometimes the worst day of their life. It just makes a difference. And sometimes it wasn't the best outcome. Sometimes it was. A lot of good memories. But I feel like because of what I've been through, I'm able to sympathize and empathize with people that have been through maybe the same or similar experiences, and kind of have that bond with them, and let them know they're not alone. Let them know that there are other people who are going through the same thing as them, and they're not alone, and they're not weird. They're not abnormal.
You know, you said you didn't have any friends, and I don't believe that because in the Sisterhood, anytime you make a comment or offer help, there's plenty of people that react to that. So, but as you talk about helping other people, so let's get into the girls' club. Let's tell us, where the title came from. Tell us how it all started.
So yeah, so like I said, I've been through very traumatic experiences in my life. I actually have several, I guess what people consider mental health issues. I have been diagnosed with PTSD, anxiety, depression, personality disorder. Actually, I'm showing a very visible side of me right now, which is not what I do often. But I have come to terms with being the founder of Girls Club. I need to be vulnerable to show other women that they can also be vulnerable. In especially girls, we're making it a very safe platform for women and women who have been through traumatic experiences. I have been through therapy for the past maybe 3 years, and it has helped me grow. It helped me emotionally and mentally heal. Um, I've never really been one to trust people. I don't like people. I don't like to be around people just because I have been hurt badly by people and people close to me. But going through therapy and group therapy in specific has helped me to realize like that I'm not alone, and that although I have felt like I'm not a normal person, that there's no way that it's normal to go what I have been through. It happens to so many people. There's a lot of people who deal with infidelity, who deal with sexual, mental, financial, emotional abuse, and it's just to let them know they're not alone. I don't know how much more to explain. I don't want to put so much personal information out there, but really every person that I have come across, every person that I have talked to has spoken about trauma in one way or another, and I have identified with them and have bonded with them in so many different levels. I'm actually getting messages from women all over the country, and I think that's what has driven me so much more and given me so much more passion with this group, that women are messaging me, telling them that this isn't an answer to the prayers. They're looking for people that they can find comfort and support from. People that are, like I said, going through infidelity, people who are going through self-esteem issues, people who are going through trauma issues, or people that just want a friend, people that just moved in town and they have no idea where to go or what to do. I mean, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I was looking at your website, and let's let people know what that is. And well, first of all, for me, we'll back up a little bit. When I saw you post this, I got interested because we have had another guest who's actually related to us. She's a second, third cousin. I'm not sure how that. She's the daughter of a first cousin, and they have a very similar club that's called Mija Yes You Can. Um, and so very similar topics. But I was looking at your website, and I went to the events, and you have cooking classes, you have a yoga retreat, you have a book club, you have horseback riding. So all of that, all of that to me helps. Uh, your members who are primarily or actually exclusively women. Um, all of that helps with any mental issue, just finding a friend. How many? Tell us about how many, I guess, members you have, and how many events. What's going on there?
So we've currently been open for about a week, and we already have about 10 members. Because our membership is very private, I don't want to give like exact numbers. But we have about 10. Um, we have people who are very interested, but they just like Rhea, don't really know how all of this works out yet, and especially when money's involved. So they're very careful, and what we're doing is we're opening certain events to the public for them to join us to kind of experience what we have to offer. It's what we did for our first event, our brunch. We had about 16 women show up. None of them knew each other, and they all were friends at the end of it. And it was just so much fun to see how everybody bonded, different colors, ethnicities, backgrounds, religions, beliefs. It was so amazing and powerful to see how women can come together and put everything else aside and just be themselves and create friends with total strangers that you just met 2 hours ago.
Yeah, of course. And Raya, this is for you. Once you figured out that this wasn't a scam, as they say, what has it done for you? I mean, just you don't have to, Debbie saying that you try to keep things private, and I think that's good, especially someone looking for.
Well, I am not from Texas, and I moved here, and I knew absolutely nobody. And when I read about it, I love the idea because there's so many times when I'll go out because I'm like, well, I don't have any friends, but I'm not going to sit at my house just because I have no friends. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to have friends now. And I'm going to be able to do stuff and not go out by myself.
Right.
So.
Well, aside from, obviously from Debbie, it sounds like you met 10 more new friends on your brunch the other day. And you'd be surprised as someone, meaning myself, who does not have. I mean, I can go in a room and come out with 10 friends. But that's just me. But from those 10 friends, you'd be surprised what else. How it all flourishes or just becomes great. When I started in the insurance business, I didn't know anyone in the insurance business. I would call people random out of nowhere and just begin a conversation. So I see some, of course, the events, and you don't have to disclose exact things, but do you have sponsorship opportunities? You have people that may be interested in helping you guys out. Can you speak a little bit about that?
So we do not have any sponsors as of yet, but today we actually got our first sponsor request. Ray and I actually haven't had a chance today to sit down and talk about it because I don't know how that would work. It's all been coming out of my pocket, and it's been expensive. But yeah, I'm sure we will have opportunities. We have a lot of vendors that have requested because what we do is when people get a membership, they will have access to a calendar full of events. And it's almost daily. It's for sure every weekend, but almost daily. And so our vendors, like you said, range from cooking classes, horseback riding, yoga classes, skydiving. Yeah, we have skydiving, rock climbing. We have zip lining. We have we're gonna have a masquerade ball. We have a yoga retreat coming up. We have girls' night in, girls' night out. We have book club. Arts and crafts. We really have a lot of different things. We're actually pretty booked up until April right now. So we have a lot of vendors that are approaching us, and I think we are going to start charging a small vendor fee because we are getting big enough where people are starting to notice our name and requesting to be vendors. But I think sponsorships would be really cool as well, just as like I said, we are growing a lot faster than I thought we would, and it's starting to become really expensive.
Yeah. Well, and your logo is really cool. Your art. I don't. Did you do? Who did that for you? Did you all do that, or do you have someone do it?
I did that. Yep,
this girl right here.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I mean, absolutely, T-shirts and all the merch that we all know about. Yeah, that other club we were talking about. It was almost the same story, and along the way, they actually ended up with an interview with Eva Longoria, the actress, because she caught wind of what they were trying to do, and all of a sudden they're in a podcast like this with someone like that, and it just from there I see their posts. It just blew up, as they say. So I'm hoping that the same happens to you all because it's so important to have a place to go, especially right now, even if it's virtual for now or the different activities. I mean, we all we all would love to go things like horseback riding or uh, book club and things like that. We don't know necessarily where to go. So I think you're coming up with some really unique things um, that that are going to help a lot of. They're going to help your purpose. They're going to serve the people that you know need help. Maybe people that don't know that they need help, but they're certainly getting it from there. What is your vision? I mean, I know it's so new and you're just starting, but how do you see this in 6 months or a year?
I actually have big plans for this, and if it was up to me, I would launch them all right now. My goal is to obviously slowly and little by little start growing. And so what I want to do is right now we're doing the calendar. Eventually, I want to have group therapy like I did. It would help me for those that do want to join. It's not gonna be mandatory. We're gonna have workshops, personal growth workshops, entrepreneur workshops. I want to help other women with their businesses and help them grow their businesses or help them start their businesses. Because I've always been an entrepreneur at heart, so I feel like I'm always looking for that next opportunity. And I know a lot of women want that, but they don't know how to. I want to be able to eventually, we do have members that have joined from Dallas, others that are looking into joining from Georgia, Kansas, and Boston, and pretty much everywhere in the world. Eventually, I want to extend to those cities and have somebody represent each state to where we can offer those activities to other states and have somebody that can fill those calendars for those states and have members if they travel or move somewhere else, they will have access to that calendar and be able to just meet women from all over the country that are members of the club and have that special bond with them.
Okay. I think that's great, and that is a big project because when you talk about gatherings and logistics of things all over the country and eventually all over the world, that is a big project. I can see how that would be a challenge right now for you. Without talking about political sides, what has happened is we have a new female vice president in this country the first time, not only as a female but also of a couple of different races. Um, has that would you say that's helped this club, or maybe your mindset or anything like that?
I'm sorry, we're trying to connect the Bluetooth. What did you say?
Oh, I was just that's okay. I was just saying that we have a new vice president, who's a female vice president, and without this is not a political question. It's about the fact that she is now sworn in, and we know her history, her background. I was just curious if that helped or influenced maybe your club and what you're trying to do.
I think that, like I said, since a young age, I've been trying to make a difference, show myself as well as others, and of course my children that we can do anything. I'm a mother of four boys. There's nothing but boys in my family as well, so I've always been that tomboy. I've never been that girly girl. My husband is actually the one that got me into makeup. Uh, I've been a firefighter. I've been
Right.
a paramedic. I think I've always had that mentality.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, the whole everything that happened last year, not just the election, not just I mean everything combined together has shown us that this podcast started last year. I told you the story that I'd been looking at things, I've been researching, I've been before this I would you would absolutely almost have to put a gun to my face for me to record a video. And now here we are doing them all the time. And we're having a little bit of a technical difficulty, but overall, we've learned so much, and we've learned, how and what podcasts can do because it is a space for anyone to have a conversation with anyone else. Before this, if you weren't a celebrity or famous, or you didn't have the opportunity to speak to a reporter, you'd hardly ever be on the screen. So I think we learned that like you say, anything is possible. So I appreciate that you've said that, and it's funny that you have four boys because I don't know I didn't know if you had boys or girls, but what are the ages of your boys?
Can you hear
Can
us
you hear
better
us
now?
better now?
Yeah, are you there? We can hear you if you can hear us.
Can't hear us. Sorry.
Well, she's trying to figure that out.
Can you
Yeah,
hear us,
yeah.
Leah?
Debbie, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you now.
So obviously, you hear a new audio problems in our podcast. Debbie, so we would just like to ask you to crystallize to give us, if you wanted to highlight one or two points from what we talked about today, what would those points be for our public?
Did you hear us, Debbie?
I can hear
I
you
can hear you
now.
now.
Okay, so go ahead, brother. Ask her again.
Yeah. So what I was asking Debbie is if you could crystallize one or two points from our conversation today, what would those points be? What would you crystallize out of our conversation today for our viewers?
I
I
think
think
that
that
this
this
group is
group
for
is
all
for all
women,
women,
regardless if
regardless if
they're
they're
single,
single,
divorced,
divorced,
widowed,
widowed,
single
single
mothers.
mothers.
We offer
We offer
babysitting for those
babysitting for
single
those single
mothers so they
mothers so
are
they
able to
are able
enjoy
to
of these
enjoy of these
activities and they don't
activities.
have an excuse to not be able to come. I'm sorry,
I'm
we're
sorry,
having
we're having
technical
technical.
difficulties over here. But yeah, so this
So
group
this
is
group is
just
just
for women to come together and empower each other and get to know each other and just find new friends. You don't have to have issues to be part of this group by any means, but it makes it a little bit more interesting.
Right. Well, it sounds to me like you have a space that is a private space for women who want to do things that they might have not done on their own, horseback riding, yoga, whatever. It's private. You try to keep it private enough, which is I think very unique, so that people who may have issues know that this is a space that they can trust you all, and then trust their friends, because you may have real private conversations within your gatherings. Um, and I personally, I'm the father of two daughters, and of course my wife. My world is mostly girls, and so I appreciate when women take leadership in doing things like this. I really think this is a great idea. So I appreciate you saying that. Would you like anything else you'd like to leave our audience with? We've got a pretty good audience tonight. Any other message you want to leave with them about your group?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
for
So like you said, I really appreciate that you said that it's private. We actually do strive to make it a very private and discreet and safe group for the women. So all of our women are vetted. This group does welcome anybody who identifies as a woman. We have that question, so I want to make sure that that's addressed. Um, this is not a marketing, nor is it a networking group. It is strictly to become friends, to make friends. We go through a vetting process to ensure that every single member is there for the right reasons. Because we are going to travel together locally and internationally, we want to make sure that the women are traveling with safe people. So we vet everybody. They go through background checks. They sign a non-disclosure agreement for the same reason that you said, that we do have very private conversations. And so we want to have a legal leg to stand on if we need to protect our members. So of course, we don't ever want to get to that point, right? But if a member or somebody joins and they see their neighbor or they see their friend or they see a family member or they recognize somebody and they don't want to open up because they're scared that it's going to go back to their husband or their family or their friends or their coworkers or whatever, we want to make sure that they are able to be themselves and really enjoy their time and enjoy their membership and not be scared of it leaving the group. So we do have everybody sign a non-disclosure agreement. We have a rules of conduct and ethics rules as well, where we hold everybody to a certain standard. If they don't follow that, then they might risk getting kicked out of the group. Um, we really are just trying to make sure our members are safe and private. We actually have a Facebook group that originally was open to the public, but now we have closed it off to just our members because they do go in there and vent about their day or about their family or relationship or whatever, and we don't want that to get out.
Debbie, and I want to thank you for the time you gave us today and all the information that you provide us. I think it's super critical that even outside, I'm from El Paso, but I think it's super critical that even outside my city, everybody realizes there's these opportunities, whether it's for women or for men, but it's really, really valuable information. And I want to thank you for your time today and providing it.
No, I appreciate you guys having us on here. I really do. This is growing a lot bigger and faster than I thought it would, and we're getting a lot of attention. And I appreciate it because obviously we want to grow.
Debbie, thank you so much for being here, and I'm sorry about all the technical difficulties. But I really wanted you to get out your message in this group, and I think we did that pretty well. And we'll just have to see what happened with the audio and all the fun stuff. And thank you, Rhea, also for taking the time to be here, and also for not giving up on this thing that sounded like a scam. I'm always going to remember that every time I see you.
Thank you for not
And,
giving
and you've got great talent with the artwork and the things you're doing. So thank you both very much.
You have great talent. Thank you for having us.
We also want to thank our audience for being with us tonight. We do apologize for the audio and the echoes that you heard, but it happens sometimes, and these are the risks that you take. But my brother and I love doing this with Problems and Opportunities podcast and spending some time with our guests.
Yep. So for my brother Jorge, this is Problems.
And for my brother Javier, and Opportunities.